That's not going on the internet. I don't know why I'm doing this. What's up, guys? It's your girl Greta, back at it again with another video. I want to first apologize for the way my voice sounds right now. I've been sick for like 3 or 4 weeks, and it's just not going away. Like, the cough is violent. It's very phlegmy. I don't think you needed to know that. As you can see, I'm at the park. I'm reconnecting with nature. I feel like recently I have just been so consumed with things that just don't really matter. Yes, I've been focusing on school, I've been focusing on academics, and I feel like I'm doing really well in that regard. But at the same time, I feel like I've been seeking attention in all the wrong places. And it's really time for a change in that regard. There's a quote from the book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which no one here has looked at my Goodreads. I reviewed the book, I think I gave it like 2 or 3 stars, and I said, I don't think I'm depressed enough to understand this book. I still resonate with that. However, there's this quote from the book that I originally didn't understand, but I think I'm growing to understand more and more every day. We accept the love that we think we deserve. It's been so true for me recently. It's not that I've been hanging out with the wrong people. It's that I've been allowing myself to not be refreshed in ways that I should be being refreshed. I think it's just been a really negative effect on my self-esteem. It's time for a change. It's really time for a change. I was journaling about this the other day, and I want to read what I wrote. Not that it's like any sort of philosophical dream, just the idea that I wrote this, and then I went out that night and I completely disregarded everything that I had said. It's like the thoughts are in my head, but they're not translating into my actions. Romantic or platonic love is not transactional. I think there's an important idea that you can't hate someone who doesn't love you the same way that you love them. We can't expect to receive love in return. Honestly, maybe that is the beauty of it. I think if we automatically expect to receive love when we give it, then it lessens its value. It's all the better when we receive love when we aren't expecting it. Then we're able to truly appreciate it. When we instead choose to fully recognize love for the real gift and opportunity that it is, we get a real, genuine love for love. I just think that I need to recenter my focus on that. I feel like I've been expecting too much out of other people rather than allowing myself, I don't want to say be self-reliant, because I don't think that you need to go in this life alone. I think I've been looking for love in sources that I know are not going to give it to me. I think that's just really embarrassing for myself, honestly. I just really want to be better about that. Kind of made a few action steps for how I'm going to be better about that, and this video is me holding myself accountable in that regard. I titled this list Decentering Men from My Life. I think it's also just decentering like the idea of a low self-worth from my life. The first action step I actually completed last night in, I don't want to say a fit of passion, but it was like sort of on a whim. I deleted Snapchat. I think that was really good for me. I'm not saying you have to do these things, but I'm saying that this is one of my action steps that I'm doing. I'm deleting Snapchat so that I just don't think about it anymore. I'm not constantly checking for how much people care about me, because your worth is not determined by how many times someone snaps you in a day. That's actually silly to think that way. For the foreseeable future, I'm just not going to be interested in anyone. Like, obviously, there's like natural inclinations and feelings that you can have, but I'm not going to be actively pursuing those in any regard, because I just think that takes such a toll on me mentally. It's so embarrassing for me. I think I just act completely acrobatically when I do that. I don't want to do that anymore. And I want to be happy with myself. This is something that my high school teacher wrote to me when I was going through a little bit of a mental spiral, if we're being honest. I'm wondering if you need to find your own happiness for attempting to enrich that happiness through a new relationship, whether platonic or romantic. Yeah, he kind of ate with that one. Okay, the next one is like another kind of me thing. I think I like to feel my emotions. It helps me feel connected to myself. So in that regard, I do listen to quite a bit of sad music. In the way of Gracie Abrams' Lay on the Horn to prove that it haunts me, I think that can be healthy at times, but I think I've done it to an unhealthy degree. I'm going to start listening to music the way that's like the joy of it. It's a silly way to put it, but it's what I'm going to be doing. The next one is that I'm just going to try and enrich my relationships that I have with the women in my life. It's such a blessing that we have this opportunity to be in this like fellowship together, whether it's secular or whether it's religious. And I don't want to take it for granted anymore. Like, why am I doing that? I have been given this opportunity. I'm just choosing to ignore it. I just need to be more grateful for all the blessings that I have in my life. I feel like I just totally negate their value all the time. And why am I doing that? That's just so inherently selfish. And I just don't want to be doing that anymore. My next point was that I want to express more gratitude. As you've seen in my YouTube channel, I've written letters before, and I really want to pick that up again. I feel like I've been journaling a lot. I looked, and this week I've journaled 36 pages. That's just so silly, which it's good to feel your emotions, like I said before. But why am I feeling my emotions in a way that only benefits me when I could be channeling those emotions into feeling positively for for others. The next one is that I need to go into friendships without any preconceived notions. Going into friendships without expectations of receiving anything in return. From a religious standpoint, like, we're called to give so freely and not expect anything in return. So why am I going into these friendships in a transactional way? Why am I expecting what I give to be reciprocated? It's frankly very selfish to think in that way, to think that I deserve something because I'm a friend of someone. That's just, it's so silly, and I don't know why I'm thinking this way. So I just need to express more gratitude and go into friendships without any preconceived notions of it turning into the best friendship, or when it's with a male, turning into romantic relationship. There's so much value in having those male friends, and I feel like I just choose to self-sabotage in that regard so frequently. Why am I doing that to myself? The next one is to have a more active relationship with God. This is obviously a bit more personal of one, which I haven't been expressing praise, thanksgiving, gratitude. I haven't been doing those things, and why? Say that I'm too tired, but what am I doing? Like, it takes 15 minutes. Choose to ignore it, and I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to be better about it, because it's like, why am I saying, like, God, why aren't you doing anything with my life when I'm not asking for anything? Ask, seek, knock. And I'm not asking, seeking, or knocking. I'm saying, why isn't God doing anything? Like, girl, you're not asking. Like, there's this horrible Christian song that says, I will make room for you. Literally, I hate that song so much, but it's the way I've been acting. What do you mean you'll make room for God? God is supposed to consume your entire life. He's not someone that you make room for. I make fun of that song, but that has been my mindset the past few weeks. I'm saying, like, I will make room for you. No, that is not what my mindset should be. My mindset should be like, you take over my life. You give everything that you want to give, and you take away everything that you don't want me to have. The one is actually very not related to anything on the list, but I just want to be better about, like, working out. Obviously, I've been sick for like 3 weeks, so I haven't gone on like a real solid run. Past few days, I've been going on like a long walk in the morning and then working out at night, like doing core, elliptical, stairmaster, treadmill. I just feel better about myself in that way. I want to feel healthy and I want to feel comfortable with myself. I just want to maintain some level of like control, I guess. I also just want to start eating healthier. I just feel like I have not. I'm thinking about that, but obviously, like, that's something that is a risk with dining whole food. In conclusion, I need to change. I have action steps for them. Remember during orientation, the student body president came up and she goes, you don't need more advice. You just need the courage to act on the advice that you've already been given. That's like so true. It's like, I'm almost giving myself all this advice. Like, Greta, this is what you should be doing. You're so right. And then I don't do it. And then I'm complaining that my life is in shambles. It's not in shambles. I'm using hyperbole for the sake of argument. I just need the courage to act out on what I'm saying. So I just need to like follow these action steps. I'm going to hold myself to these. Putting this video on the internet allows me to hold myself to these. In that regard, what am I saying? I think that's where I'm going to end this video. It's low-key a vulnerable one to put out, but I feel like it's meaningful in some sadistic way. Thanks for watching.